Hi, do you want to get your team playing with Jira, but you don't want to mess up real-world data? Or are you sick of creating hello world items knowing that they don't show off the real possibilities of Jira and how your team could potentially use it? Well, that's why sandboxes are great. You can spin them up, play around with the functionality, and then ditch them when you're ready for the real thing. So, in this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a Jira Scrum project with some test data to serve as a sandbox that you can experiment with. This is an important step for you to get your Jira and Agile adoption right, as you'll want a safe space to play around with the features of Jira, but also some data to follow along with the tutorials on this channel. So, let's get into it. Before you begin, make sure you've signed up for a free cloud instance of Jira and you've logged in. If you haven't done that, pause this video now. Go sign up. If you have signed up but you've forgotten your login, go through the steps now to reset your password. First, let's create a new Jira project to use for our sandbox. To do this, click on the Projects menu at the top there and Create Project. Here you'll be asked to pick a template for the project. For our sandbox, we're going to use Scrum, so pick the Scrum template. And here we can see some details about the template. You can just click Use Template. Now what we need to do is we need to decide if we're going to use a team managed project or a company managed project. You'll sometimes see Atlassian refer to team managed projects as next gen and company managed projects as classic. You can see and read the differences here, but putting it simply, the team managed project doesn't have all the features of Jira, but the team can make changes and customize it. On the other hand, a company managed project has all the features, but you would need an admin to apply any customizations. So, since this is a sandbox where you're going to be the admin anyway, and will want to play around with all the features of Jira, we're going to pick the select a company managed project. And now we type in a name for the project, so name it anything you like. I'm going to put in my sandbox. Click Create Project. Okay, so now that we have a project created, let's import some data. Now, if you haven't done so already, what you need to do is head over to AxisAgileApps.com/sample data and download the latest CSV. You can find a link in the description below, so pause the video now, go download that CSV if you haven't already. Okay, so with that downloaded, we're ready to import it into our project. To do that, just click on the cog icon here in the top right corner. Click on System, and on the System page here, what we'll need to do is click on External System Support. You can see it down here, about halfway down the left panel. Then we're going to select Import by CSV. Then we need to choose the file that we just downloaded. Here I'm going to select my CSV file, click Open. Okay, so on this page, we're going to leave everything as is. You can see here that you can use an existing configuration file. Leave that unticked for the moment, but I'll talk more about that later in the video. So we click Next. Next, we need to decide on the project we're going to import the data into. So I'm going to select the project that I just created, my sandbox, and leave the rest of the fields as is. As a next step, we need to map the columns in the CSV file with the fields in the database. All the column names are identical to the fields in Jira, so all you need to do is click in the field and start typing the field name. So for example here, first field name is attachment. I'm just going to type in attachment and I can select it there. And I'll do the same for all the fields. Okay, with that done, we click Next. Here we map the values within the status column to those within the Jira project. It should automatically have mapped them all correctly, but just double check that they all match and then hit the Begin Import button. And we're done. Now, before I take you through what we've imported, don't forget to subscribe to this channel to receive more Jira and Agile tips. Like this video if you found it helpful, and comment down below if there's anything you would like us to cover in future. Okay, back to the import. So you can see here that it says you can save the configuration file. Remember at the first step I said leave the configuration file checkbox unchecked. Well, for future imports you can save this file and it contains all the mappings that you just made, so you don't need to do it again. You'll simply click the configuration file checkbox, pick this file, and you'll notice that all the mappings will have been done automatically. All right, let's go check out our product backlog and what we've imported. So we now have 16 product backlog items. These product backlog items are for a website called One-on-One Car Rentals. And think of this as a website where you can put your car up for rent and people could come along and rent your vehicle out for anything from 30 minutes to several weeks. Let's imagine that this website has yet to be launched, so we have to start from scratch. So here we have the initial product backlog and the items are in order of priority. You can see at the top of the product backlog, we have an item called Initial Sign Up Page, followed by allowing users to register for the website and then eventually log on. Now, I won't go through all these PBIs, but I'll just point out a few Jira features here. So firstly, you can see that each product backlog item is associated with an epic. Think of epics in Jira as being a way to group a bunch of requirements. So here we can see that initial sign up page is associated with the sign up epic. Register with One-on-One Car Rentals as a car owner or as a car renter is associated with account management. And this one down here, list your car for rent, is associated with rental listing. We can easily see a list of these epics by clicking on the epic toggle just over here. You can see it opens a panel with the epics listed. If I click on sign up page here, what it will do is it will filter the product backlog view and only show me PBIs associated with that epic. I can also click on the chevron here and it tells me how many of the associated PBIs are completed, estimated, and unestimated. So this can be handy if you use epics for larger requirements that you have to split down into smaller deliverables. To see the entire product backlog again, just click on All Issues at the top. You can also see we've associated each PBI, product backlog item that is, with a version. And just like the epic panel, there is also a version panel. It works in much the same way as the epic panel, but we can also add a start date and a release date. Lastly, if you would like to see some examples of user stories within the context of the Jira product backlog, you can click on the first few user stories. So what I'll do is I'm just going to close these panels down so we can get a better view of it. If I click on initial sign up page, then you can see my user story there for that product backlog item. Here we can also see that we've given it some subtasks and also a story point estimate, but we'll talk more about that in another video. So with that, you are now ready to start playing around with Jira. Thanks for watching. If you like this video and would like to see more, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and comment below if you have any questions. So where to next? A large part of getting your Jira and Agile adoption right is to make sure that your product backlog is structured well. If you would like more tips and advice on how to do that, check out our next video. I'll put it up on the screen now, and I'll put a link in the description below. See you at the next video.